take to those. Let's add something.
Gentlemen, tonight's special features the coming buyer's market in automobiles. Then a new part of the sports section. Finally, if we don't run fresh out of time, which quite likely we may, you'll have a piece on trade across the Iron Curtain in Europe. Now, your tomorrow morning's headlines tonight. Willis Overland cuts automobile prices $24 to $270. The top cut is on Willis Overland's well-known Jeepster. Now you'll notice at once that while this is the second post-war automobile price cut, it is by far the biggest one. General Motors in general cut prices between $10 and $40 a car. Also, in the GM case, the price cut was definitely tied to a decline in payrolls under a contract GM had allowing payroll
Hello,
in the
where are you?
decline in the cost of work took place. In the Willis Overland case, there is no such decline in payrolls. This is a straight
I'm making soup. Onion soup, carrots, rosemary, some other things. You're listening to Atoms, Motion, and the Void. I suppose every 3 months or so I get a message from a particular listener asking if I might give some advice or guidance on, quote, what makes you so happy, unquote. My early replies were to the point. I'm not one to hand out advice, I wrote back. I wouldn't know where to start. And what makes you think I'm so happy? The listener's early notes were just notes, simple demands that I plan a great day for them and disclose my secrets, etc., and came to me via email, which is, if you'd like to write me, sherwinsleeves@yahoo.com. There was no name attached, there was no sincerely yours or yours truly or up or down yours, and no address, no salutation, no dear Sherwin, no howdy-do, just right to it. Tell me how to live my life, plan a great day for me. And in fact, I can tell nothing from the sender's email address, which is no1,8,000,007@whateveritis.com. And that is, in fact, the name of the intermediary mail factory, whateveritis.com. At any rate, over the last year, the frequency of these messages has increased and have become plaintive and actual missives delivered to my mailbox, real paper, actual letters in tape-shut envelopes, which yet whoever it is now signs, in ink, as no1,8,000,007. No return address and still no salutation. But the fact that I have these letters, and as they seem to arrive now every few weeks with the same demand, has urged me to this brief reply, for I feel a sort of tidal sense of arrival, a pulsing of an incoming presence, as though no1,8,000,007 is rapidly approaching, is just a few towns off now, and with every step becoming something a little more like a weapon, to one day soon appear at my door in a howling rage. And so let me finally do as you ask, dear listener. Let me plan a great day for you. Let me plan a great day for you. We might start with you, and how you're doing, your energy level, your mood. But really it doesn't matter. You don't want to plan your day around mood. That would be like making mittens with knitting needles. And to clarify that metaphor, no, you don't have yarn, just thousands and thousands of knitting needles. Therefore, your mood, or state, or feelings, or condition are not the yarn that makes the mitten of your day. You are the needle. What you do is the yarn. If you sit in a bed, or in a chair, or lay on the floor all day, or beneath the shade of an apple tree, you get one threadbare strand of yarn to make your mitten, one little inch. Now you may be very happy in your chair, under the tree, or very sad on the floor, depressed. Either way, one meagre inch of thread is all you get. And I'd rather call it thread than yarn. It's more purely metaphorical, having that greater potential for meaninglessness. You can see straight through thread to the other side of everything. Yarn is too specific, too strange a substance, the hair of sheep, to be put to use in this way of ours. Yarn gives pause, is what I mean. Yarn, we think. Yarn. We can't quite grasp it, this yarn. And yes, it has that other meaning, that of a kind of quaint and possibly poorly told fisherman's story, that you'd rather have not heard in the after-moment of its telling. That speaks to a poverty of construction. No one yearns to be a yarner. Yawn. Yellow. Do some why things here, why not? Yucatan Peninsula. Little-known fact, there are only 5 words in the English language that begin with the letter Y. I have named 6 of them, because one of them is Y itself, and that doesn't count. And we can't count you, the word you, because that's beside the point. But back to our yarn. It's nearly an invective, certainly a judgment, to say something is a yarn or made of yarn, and not a good one. Yarn, therefore, one thinks, was employed in a negative fashion from the very start in this way, as a means to predecimate something otherwise grand via the simple connection to our fuzzy and concerned hang-up and natural prejudice of the base word itself, as a disturbing substance made from the hair of sheep, employed thereafter and thenceforth, and serving the rotten purpose of making things like sweaters and bad stories and mittens, the desirability for which itching gear and big breath sounds is minor and often nil. Confounding yarn is used principally in the production of semi-unwanted things. There is no glory along its path, and its true value lies in its service to nervous hands and tongues. I am not saying there are no great works of yarn, by no means, but you must agree there is a presumption that on the whole one would rather not receive a gift made of old sheep hair-cuts, however well ravelled into the bloated, socky image of a mitten, or blithering tall tale full of puns and hot air, a long anecdote poorly told and exploded into centuries of lost time. Even here, now, with this, you can see how ruinous a substance yarn is. This derailment by yarn is clear. I've forgotten all about our original motivation of planning a great day. I have told you instead a yarn about yarn. Well, let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a warning on how one may get sidetracked during the planning of a great day for others by yarn. Or perhaps I am being devious. Yet if I were, would I point it out? Or is there not a kind of diabolical deviousness, wherein the pointing out of such hints at an even more darkly secret ambition of the larger plan? But perhaps this is one way to plan your great day. Latch on to a certain curiosity and burn hard for it. Give no quarter. Go all the way in. on yarn. It may be that we believe our destiny is printed in clear words on the strange wall that stands at the end of our lives, that our lives are things that can be spoken of, that a dozen or 1,000 or 1,000,000 words might suffice to provide an explanation, or all the words we have can be set down in such a way so as to say what has happened to us. But do we not live above the words? Do we not go below, to struggle with the yarn of them, to do our best to make some sense of it all, before heading north to the placeless place we live, and submitting to a force that has no name or quality, to live our lives of inscrutable mystery? It's hard to plan a great day for that, which is why, I suppose, I knit.
52. And moving over to our third map of our state, Believe, 64.
Oh dear.
Now, let's talk
Now I certainly don't have all the answers. In fact, I suppose I don't have a single one. My supply of answers ran out long ago. But if you have a question about soup, or knitting, or would like some guidance on how to live your life, or whatever it is, please feel free to write me at sherwinsleeves@yahoo.com and ask away. No need to come to Lemon or visit me at my home. No shirt, no shoes, no dear Sherwin required. No yours truly needed.
Commentary for tonight. Be with us again tomorrow at this same time, and until then, this is Clips and Nutley again bidding you good night.